All right, Jennifer Jolly loves to talk, doesn't she? Jennifer Jolly. All right, 5 days ago, five days ago, a little less than a week ago, USA Today published an article ranking American states based on the Gallup Healthways Wellbeing Index.
Yeah?
So you know what? We were pleased to see the Cornhusker State in the top 10. It was 7th, actually. 7th.
Nice.
Placed.
The opinions of more than 175,000 Americans were considered here on topics from health to pride. Alaska came in first, West Virginia last. What's interesting is how many high-ranking states are in the middle of the country.
Yeah,
look at this map.
That's what it says about the Midwest right there, Mayor.
Last frontier.
So what is it about Nebraska, the Midwest, that has this ranking so highly? I've got some theories. Well, there's a lot of things, actually. But I was watching this. You know, I'm going to take this back to my Italian roots. No, my Italian roots. I see. I was watching this documentary last week on Italian immigrants, and there was this town on the East Coast that studies have shown that they've lived longer and they're happier, and they don't eat great. I mean, and the scientists basically said that it's because they're tight family bonds, the family unit, and I think, you know, kind of the Midwest, you know, the family's important, especially not only in Omaha and Lincoln, but the rural areas. You know, people have big families, and so I think that has a lot to do with it, how tight you are with your family.
Well, and I think about your family specifically. You've lived your entire life in Nebraska, but your sister moved away to Chicago, but then came home because family was still here. A lot of people do that.
Right,
they come back.
Which is a great point, because I don't have anything to compare it to. I've never lived in another state, but you have, and you've actually lived in the bottom 2 unhappiest states prior to coming to Nebraska, didn't you?
Because
Kentucky was one of the most unwell states.
Kentucky was next to last, where I spent, well, the first 20 years of life, on and off. And then West Virginia, which is where I lived before I moved to Nebraska. I love both of those states, and I love the people who are there.
Could you sense an unhappiness or an unhealthiness?
Well, a lot of it is, I would say, economically driven. A lot of it is socially driven. It's very hard to be happy when you're living check to check, when your water isn't clean. Those are all issues back home. So, but I made a list myself, Mike. Just sit tight for a second. I'm going to walk over, guys. I put together a list.
You got a presentation? You got a PowerPoint?
Why I love the state of Nebraska. Because at this point, big guy, I've lived here for about a dozen years. So I think I know my stuff.
Okay.
I think I figured this out. So back to the point, what I was saying, opportunities here. I moved here for work, and a lot of people, as your sister did, moved back because they could. So a ton of opportunities here. The pace of living, traffic's not bad. You can get wherever you need to go, 20 minutes or so. People are laid back at the grocery store. You can make friends anywhere you want in Nebraska. People are just relaxed and cool. The culture here, I'd say this about food, great steaks, right? But I would also say we get some great Broadway shows that come into town, some big time concerts at the CenturyLink Center. People are friendly and warm here. Never meet a stranger unless you want to, Mike.
No.
Make friends, I said it
before.
before.
And I do, I meet a lot of strangers.
Volunteerism and philanthropy, priorities in Nebraska. People here, if you have free time, you're most likely to give it to an organization in need. A lot of pride. The first time my mom came to visit here, she said, have you ever noticed how well people take care of their lawns? But there's just a lot of pride in property, a lot of pride in yourself around here. And then we were talking about this in the office yesterday, the unexpected. When I first moved here, my mom told everybody I was moving to Oklahoma. I said, Mom, it's Omaha. She said, whatever, it's just out in the middle of the country with all those square corners. And I said, Mom, so when I moved here, I said, you wouldn't believe how great this place is. And then she got it. And then the more people who come to visit, they get it, they get it, they get it. It's the unexpected. Why I love the state of Nebraska. And this is all my handwriting. I did this myself.
Well, I didn't know we were supposed to put together a presentation. Would you stop? Would you get back over here, please?
Okay.
You're embarrassing and humiliating my show. This is just not funny.
Mike,
but I think you bring up some good points, but I think people in other states would say some of those same things. Opportunities, pace of living. But I think...
Why didn't you like my presentation? I was so proud of it.
It was okay. I mean, it was all right. But we're happy to live here. I'm happy to have you here. Today on social media, this is what we're talking about. We're asking, what makes you happy about living in Nebraska? Did we just spend 2 minutes on that PowerPoint presentation you had over there? Join us on Facebook at Morning Blend Omaha. We're also on Twitter at OMA Morning Blend.
That was Sharpie point, my friend.
Wow. How much time did it take you to do that?
20.
Cue the music. The Creative Dancers are here.
The annual tradition where you can see them live. That's on the other side of the break.
Terrible.